Hi, everybody.
Welcome to another episode of
Pep Talk. So today I have with me my other two sons, Clayton and Jaden. They decided to join the panelists today because they have their own questions, intriguing enough to ask. So I guess it's going to be a very wonderful episode, so stay tuned. On that note, let's start with the questions. And with the questions, who wants to go first?
Me. What is your take on young love?
Can I see your face asking me that question? Come again?
What is your take on young love?
Are you in love?
Maybe.
Okay. All right. Who's next?
why do relationships end early?
Why do relationships end early? That's a very good question. Okay. And what's your question, man of God?
What is a man and what makes a man?
What is a man? What makes a man?
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful questions. Beautiful questions. All right, stay tuned for the answers. Hey, Jaden.
Hi, Dad.
It's a good question you're asking me. What's my take on young love? Okay. I'm going to make it very understandable for you. If you don't understand anything, ask me. Okay?
Okay.
So, you probably have a crush on somebody, don't you?
Yeah.
Okay. I think I get what's happening. Real quick, the answer is it's adorable. Is that clear? Are we together? It's adorable means it's cute. Cute to have a desire for somebody. I'm happy for you. I'm happy that you're growing and in your body things are kicking in. You're beginning to witness and see the outside world. You're beginning to like what you see. That's a good thing. So the first thing is I thank God. I thank God for that. Things are cute, but sometimes what is masqueraded as cuteness without information and training can become a tragedy. You understand that?
Yeah.
You get it?
Yeah.
Because it is cute. However, it's cute for a little child to drive a car, isn't it? But what can happen if a little child drives a car?
They might hurt somebody or themselves.
They might hurt themselves or somebody, right? It's cute to have a kid desire to be a doctor. But what happens if that little kid operates on a patient? What happens?
Then that patient will most likely die.
They'll most likely die, or the child is going to get in trouble or get somebody else in trouble. So the desire is one thing, but we have to understand the purpose of the desire. Does that make sense to you? You have a crush on somebody, right?
Yeah.
In your own words. The word crush, what does it mean to you?
Like liking somebody as in.
Okay. Now, again, think about it again. You're about to crush something, or you're going to crush that, or you're playing a game, you say, I'm going to crush you. What does that mean?
You're gonna destroy it.
Take your time. What did you say?
You're gonna destroy it.
You're going to do what?
Destroy.
So the word crush itself speaks about destruction, right? Why do you think a crush can destroy?
And it might ruin your life.
It might ruin. What did you say?
If you were to actually go out with that person, it might ruin your life.
It might ruin your life or their life. Because there's no information about purpose designed to give you an understanding about the desire. You don't understand what a woman is yet. You don't understand what you really want in life. What do you know if let's say all of a sudden you think you like her, but you go to the next grade, there's another girl who's more prettier, smarter, you like her too. Do you intend to hurt this girl?
No.
So what is the first thing you think you should do?
I don't know.
Training. Education, knowing who you are. Because you see, I'm married to your mother, right?
Mm-hmm.
Would you want me to do anything to hurt your mom?
No.
Would you ever want to see another woman?
No.
Do you feel comfortable that you know that your mom is the only woman I will ever know? See, you're supposed to get the training from God. As I will teach you through me about understanding the value of a woman. Because right now, the desire is just like a little child who wants to be a doctor. They just want to play doctor. You just want to play relationship. You've seen a lot of movies, a lot of stuff around you that illustrates a man and a woman and this and that, and it looks cute because she looks pretty. But there's more to a person's life than just being pretty. Because no matter what it is, you're going to understand there's a deeper meaning, and it takes you to understand what God means by relationships by love. What does love do? What does love mean? Do you know love is not in words? It's in action and in deeds.
Yeah, you told me that before.
I told you that before, right? It means whenever you're ready to really love somebody, it's not what you say, it's what you do. There are sometimes things that will be said, but your actions will speak louder. All these things are part of the experiences for you to go through as a young man. Understand how to first receive God's love. Let the love fill you up. Understand what love means. See love from me and mom. Understand why I'm your father, why I always have these conversations with you. Sometimes I'll just let you sit on my lap and we talk, right? I'm building something inside of you to understand relationship. Once you are filled with that knowledge, then you can make a choice to whom you want to dispense that knowledge to. So this girl, that girl, whoever, once you are ready with the experience and the understanding, you could choose the person that you really want to love. You get it? Because love is a choice. If not, she sounds like a good idea now, but you might end up hurting her, or she might end up hurting you. And it's not her fault, and it's not your fault. You are both uneducated. You both just have a feeling. You both just have a desire. Somebody needs to speak purpose. You get it? So everybody dates. Everybody can date. But for you, a kingmaker, I'm making a prince like you just don't date. You pick the right partners. But it starts with you understanding who you are, the purpose of the reason, why she's the one, understanding what God has taught you. Then you are able to really, really choose the one you love. And then you stick with them. Would you ever want to see something happen between me and mom?
No,
Why?
because I know you both love each other.
And it will hurt you if that happens, right? It can happen because I have been educated by God. So his knowledge is what I use. And it makes you guys grow. See why it starts with God?
Yeah.
See why you have to learn first? If not, what happens?
Then you ruin. I mean, both of you will ruin each other's life.
You will ruin each other's life. Even though it's adorable, it's cute, it's nice, but it's still dangerous. People's feelings, doesn't matter what age. Hurt feelings are hurt feelings. Most children go through hurt at a young age, and they're so hurt, they grow up with so much trauma, they hurt other people. Hurt people hurt people. And it starts with ignorance. Oh, I just like her. But first, do you like yourself? Have you understood what it takes to be loved, to be able to love? You get it? Sure? So
Yeah.
that's my take. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
So what does it mean to you?
It's a beautiful and good thing, but you have to have actually experienced it so it goes smoothly.
So it's a good thing, but you need experience and knowledge so you can make it go smoothly. I like that. That's why you're going to be a good lover. That's right. Hi, CJ.
I did.
So your question was, why do relationships end early?
Yeah.
Well, so many factors, but I'm going to drill it down to lack of satisfaction. You understand that? But I'll explain it a little bit so you can really grasp what I want to propose to you. There's a lack of satisfaction. A lot of marriages actually do end too frequently as well. But to explain it to you, most people look at relationship as a means of completion. The lack of satisfaction happens. Why is it funny? Why is it funny to you? Do you want that answer or not? But why is it funny to you? Why is it funny to you? Is this funny?
The word satisfaction.
Because I said the word satisfaction?
Yeah.
Okay. I will not say satisfaction then. I will stop saying satisfaction if that bothers you.
No, it's alright.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay. But okay. So okay. I'll ask you a question. Okay. What is satisfaction? Like, which of my foods when I cook do you really feel satisfied because you love everything about?
Yeah.
Which one?
But wait, what do you mean by which one?
Like all the foods I cook, which one do you really get satisfied when you eat? Like that I ate a lot, I drank water, like it was good. Which one?
It's actually two. Kincaid or Jollof.
Finger jollof. So you're talking about my shito?
Yeah.
And then my jollof. How do you know you're satisfied?
When I'm full.
When you're full. Beautiful. So satisfaction is coming to the fullness of something. You get it? Satisfaction is coming to the what?
The fullness of something.
The fullness of something. Most people don't have satisfaction in a relationship because they don't come to the fullness. Why this happens is because of the following. Before they start a relationship, they are not completed. They are broken inside. So they don't even have satisfaction of life. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? They are not loved. They don't know what love is. And they think if they get another person, that person is going to complete them. So they look for a woman, they look for a man, they look for something, they look for this, they look for that, thinking that it's going to what? Satisfy them and complete them. But when they go in, let me use this analogy. If you're very hungry, and I give you food, what are you going to do?
Eat it.
You're going to eat it. But imagine there's a lack of food and there's just small food and you have it and you know I'm hungry. If you bring it and I eat it, eventually what's going to happen to you?
I'll get very hungry.
You're going to get very hungry. So it's like this. In a relationship, there's an incompleted guy. There's an incompleted girl. They're both hungry for affection. Get it? And because the guy doesn't have nothing to give, whatever the girl has, he takes it. Eventually the girl goes
Why?
hungry. Right? Because now he's taking what she has. If you have two incomplete people who are taking from each other, there's nothing else to give except lack of satisfaction. Does that make sense to you now? So the man is not completed, the woman is not completed, they're both hungry, and you're asking him, you got to pay attention to me, you got to do this. You deplete them. So the reason why people break up in relationship is because they are not completed when they enter the relationship, deplete each other, and when there's nothing else to give, they go to the next person to sponge off. How to fix this is to be completed in God. See, God the Father, I know, we're looking up, right? God the Father, his love completes you. He gave you me as your father to feel completed. He gave you mom and me to represent love so you understand completion. So I get completed first in God. Your mom gets completed in God. So when we meet, we are like, you know what a well is? We're like a running water, like a tap water. What, does it ever run out? God is like the tap source. He's the source of love. Does that make sense? So I'm like a tap of love. I'm flowing every day. Your mom is like a tap of love. She's flowing every day. What does that mean if we're thirsty?
You both have something to give.
We have a lot to give each other. Does that make sense to you now? Good. So in God, you're going to realize that in his water, you don't thirst anymore. That is completion. When you have found satisfaction in God, in self, in identity. And when you have identity, you can now be able to identify us. Does that make sense? You getting it now?
Yeah.
I like that. So in God, I am a flowing well of water. In God, your mom is a flowing well of water. So when we meet, we have enough well of water to nourish our life. So I'm not looking to take things from mom, or even if mommy is depleted, I have enough water to give. And the funny thing is, when she gets filled, she has enough to give back to me. So none of us is ever going to enter the state of lack. Does that make sense? Because we have enough to give. Most relationships start from a misidentity standpoint. No identity. They don't know who they are. They're not filled by the wisdom of love. They don't know God. They don't have what fulfills them first. No purpose, no completion. So they are incompleted. Then they look for another person to try to complete them. And it's too much burden to put on another person to complete you. It's too much struggle. And when that happens, you deplete them, they deplete you, headache, you're tired, you don't even care about the kids, you don't care. It's too much headache, and the only option is run away or cancel it. That's not what love does. No matter what happens, love stays. Love believes all things. Love never ends. It keeps going strong. Does that make sense? So yes, people might have relational issues, but not CJ. No, not you. Because God, through me, will teach you to be satisfied, completed in him, just so you are ready to give the woman you choose because you are filled with enough. to give. So love is give and give. What is love?
Give and give.
Give and give. You got it?
Yeah.
So, buddy,
Salutations.
I like that. The question is very beautiful. All right, let's get it started. What is a man? What makes a man? Okay. What is a man is a little bit weird. Any grown adult male becomes a man.
Well, that's just surface level, isn't it?
It is. So I'm going to really unravel it. Anybody with, soldier boy, who grows becomes a man. But that's not what makes a man a man. There's the fact that you have an organ does not really make you a man. What makes you a man from boy is this very stage. So I'm going to use this illustration as a preamble to open things up. A young lion. What are some of the qualities of a young lion?
Strong.
Fast.
Nimble.
Agile. Keep going. And they catch gazelles.
Yeah.
Like easy. And sometimes when they catch the gazelle, they're not really catching the gazelle because they need to catch a gazelle for food. They just want to catch the gazelle just because they can. You know what I mean? They catch it, they don't eat it, they maim it. They take a big chunk of their flesh, bite it hard, just make it hard for that gazelle, and then they leave the gazelle. Now the gazelle is maimed. They can't even walk. What happens to that gazelle eventually?
Rots. Die.
They rot, they die, or if they make it, another animal just easily eats them up. But the young lion doesn't care. Why? He's becoming a man, but he's not a man. But he is given the male testosterone. He's given the agility, everything he needs to prance around, but he's not a man yet. Yet he has all the qualities of becoming a man. He's just not a man yet. Do you get it? The gazelle are like, women. He catches any kind of girl and thinks he can sleep with them, not knowing that he's making a dent in their lives. And the more you cause a trauma in the life of a male or a female, anybody who is probably ignorant and you hurt them so bad, you make it easy for them to be a prey for another person because of how much you hurt them. The only way that lion, that little cub, becomes the territorial father, meaning the lion king, is to put down his pride, not becoming a man. Put down his pride and his speed and his whatever he has and his agility and go to the lion king and ask the lion king, how do you defend the territory? And the lion king will tell him, you only take what you need. You never make a mess. You never pull attention to yourself. What is he doing? The lion is now taking wisdom. So for somebody to be a man is when they put away their pride and ego and what they think they know. And a lot of young boys, they have a lot of pride and ego like you. I mean, you don't have pride and ego because you're my son. But a lot of young people, like, yeah, dad, what you talk about? I know girls. I watch porn. I do this. I know this. I know this. I know sex. I know this. No. That's all pride and ego. You don't know much. What you need to do is seek wisdom. Why? Your father has gone through that. The older lion is 50 years old. He's been through fights. He knows how he started those fights. It's because of a gazelle he killed or did not kill, or that gazelle brought him headache, whatever. He's been through so much experience. For the young person to become a man, when he lays down his ego and pride and hubris to receive wisdom, he translates to become a man. Why? Because he takes the wisdom of the ones that have gone ahead of him, yet he disowns every catastrophe that happened before they earned their experience. Meaning, somebody impregnated a girl and realized that was a bad idea. But that guy can give you wisdom, telling you, listen, your emotions may be strong right now, but if you make a mistake, you can just have a responsibility of a child at a young age you don't want. Now, that gives you a chance to jump a hurdle. Do you get it? That's wisdom. You don't get to go into something to impregnate to realize what experience will teach you. But you will use wisdom to now cause your experience what you want. Does that make sense? So what makes a man is when he puts down his pride to receive wisdom. Why is this necessary? Wisdom does the following. It defends, it protects, and it perfects. What does it do? Defends, protects, and perfects. The word says wisdom is profitable to direct. What that means is it defends you from things that you don't know so you can know. It protects you. Why is that needed? Just so something attacking you will not be able to attack you. And then it perfects you to its nature. That is wisdom. What wisdom does is it gives you a teachable heart for you to be able to receive, because the more you experience my experiences without my consequences, you save time. At your age, you can reach a higher level than most of your peers because you get to receive wisdoms from me. And every mistake I made becomes a victory for you, because how I corrected them how I corrected them eventually becomes the wisdom you will know, so you don't actually face the consequences of my holes. It's like standing on my shoulder. Do you get it? So that's what makes a man, but a different kind of man. What kind of man?
Filled man.
A wise
Man.
man. A wise man. Because the word man itself is fallen. It's a fallen nature. What you want is a wise man. A wise man is one that has been able to receive enough wisdoms and understandings from those that have gone ahead of him. And for us, the wisdom from above, which is God himself, his wisdom, and being able to understand the wisdom of the world and the wisdom from God, and knowing the purity of God's wisdom, which causes your refinement, causes you to be something supernatural in this world that we live in, this eon. You begin to be directed by the path of wisdom. It says wisdom is principle. Principle means he's the head like your head. It's like wisdom is an intelligence. Does that make sense? It is the intelligence of God in man through his spirit. Imagine when you carry this. You see it? It makes you a man of wisdom. That is a man of God. A man of God actually means a man of wisdom, because you follow in the precepts of God himself. Because you are not going to be just a man. What kind of man are you going to be?
A wise man.
My man.